Hello. So I did one thing that might be counting as did I do that thing today? Yes, and that was cash a check that uh, I've been holding on to for like a week. So, but besides that, no, I didn't do that thing today. That being said, I did do something that felt like an accomplishment, sort of. You see, in Hollow Knight, on my original save, I didn't record it. I well, I've been playing. I was playing that today, and one piece in particular, because my friend, who really likes Hollow Knight, he's practically obsessed with the game. Uh, he's the one who I've been getting most of my information from, and he's referred to the Path of Pain, and I've seen it in other Hollow Knight like YouTube videos and stuff like that. I know it's a big old obstacle course that's designed to be painfully hard, and it's one of those things that allows you more completion percentage in terms of the game, how it goes. But aside from that, it doesn't give you anything. Just a little cutscene. Nobody talks. You can barely even glean a single thing from the cutscene. So besides in-game percentage, it doesn't really give you any rewards. But yes, as I was saying, from my friend, I heard it was a painfully difficult challenge, something that you might spend days and days trying to get past, and it's so frustrating, and there's no benches, so if you get tired of playing the game and you log off and load up the game some other day, you have to start from the very beginning. As something of a Geometry Dash veteran, any snippets of footage I saw of the Path of Pain, not to mention the descriptions I heard of the Path of Pain, sounded utterly undaunting. Now, I'm not, uh, if you know Geometry Dash, I'm not one of those people who can do like the demon difficulty levels of the custom made levels, but I have completed a fair score of the just kind of default game levels that just come with the game. And I have beaten one of the default demons, which was Club Step. Took me a while, but I did it. In Geometry Dash, you go through these insane obstacle courses. You never get a chance to slow down. You never get any checkpoints unless you're playing practice mode, but that doesn't really count as completing the level. So there's no checkpoints, there's no rest stops, there's no slowdown points. You can't consider your next move. You have to take it as it comes, and if you fail once, you have to restart the whole thing. And I've encountered a huge sum of levels in that game that was far more difficult, that were far more difficult than the Path of Pain was in Hollow Knight. Because the Path of Pain does have stop points where you can take a breather or take a break and just kind of let your character be. It has places where you can just kind of sit and jump the same way over and over again until you're ready to move on. And when you get to those platforms that you can just take a break from, if you die from then on, it just resets you back to that platform. Or your last platform, anyway. So yeah, the Path of Pain, it was a challenge. I'm not denying that. It was difficult. But it only took me from my first attempt to my last no more than 2.5 hours. I didn't time myself. And as I said, it wasn't recording, so I don't have an exact amount of time. But from when I started to when I finished, it was around 2.5 hours. Probably less than that. So I don't know what the average attempting is for the Path of Pain, but it was not a challenge. Well, I mean, sorry, contradicting myself here. It was a challenge, but it wasn't as much of a challenge as the hype would have suggested it to be. Now, the Pantheon, however, Pantheon of the Gods, I've tried those a few times, and so far they are living up to the hype of how challenging they've been. And that was something. But yeah, no, pretty much just after I got off work, I came home and I tried out the Path of Pain. And I beat it in 2.5 hours. And then after that, it was kind of touch and go, you know? I wasn't sure what to do, so I just kind of wasted time. I mean, granted, I had all these things I could do. After all, I have that image fresh in my brain of something that I want to try drawing. Maybe like a profile pic or a book cover type thing for that one story I'm working on. Not the one I'm working on immediately now, but the one that I was working on before that I've just kind of left hanging as a work in progress that I'm definitely intending to go back on as soon as I finish the short story, in fact. But speaking of the short story, I haven't finished it yet. I haven't continued it very much. And I haven't been very consistent with it altogether. The main action, climax part of the story has been passed, and I'm just working on the conclusion, which is definitely not as exciting to read, and is definitely not as exciting to write as the main climax plot points. But the funny thing about this whole story is the short story. When I started working on it was when I was writing it the most. So the first, the introductory chapters, or pages, I guess. I'm kind of counting it all as one chapter, even though it's past 22,000 words. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely more than your typical chapter length. It's just a short story. I could probably divvy it up into chapters, but I only want to upload it in one go, so... Don't know who's going to read it, if anyone, on the site or sites that I uploaded on. But I'm just going to put it out there. Kind of like my YouTube content. I don't advertise it on any other social media. I just kind of put it out there and hope it finds somebody. It's a crazy thing, right, about my YouTube content. My day 212 journal entry must have gotten its hooks into the algorithm because it has 424 views and over 10 comments. And I'm not complaining. Not complaining. I am ecstatic that one of my videos got over 400 views. And I feel like I was leading up to a but statement, but that's all I gotta say about it. I'm excited it got 424 views. It was a bit odd because in the context of the rest of my videos, the Hollow Knight videos that I'm releasing are getting under 10 for the most part. Each are getting under 10. Whereas, there's another one. Day 206 got 116 views, but day 205 got 17. So, stuff's curiously inconsistent with this. So clearly, at least this would represent to me the idea or fact, perhaps, that the grand majority of views I get on big viewed videos come from unsubscribed people who aren't particularly following me, but I just kind of pop up on their feed and they see it and makes them curious enough to give it a click. I'm happy for the views. I really am. And maybe it's the big numbers of the days, since we're on like 215 now, that grabs people's attention. I don't know, because I never changed the wording of my titles, just the numbers, at least for the journals. So yeah, no, I mean I don't know what to conclude about it. And going back to before I tangented off onto this, going back to my previous topic, I don't really advertise my publishings, be it YouTube or my writings. I don't try to get a wider audience. And if I want my YouTube to take off or my writing to receive attention and feedback, then it's something that it's a step that I should at least consider an option. But I just kind of leave it be. I mean, I'm distracted enough by, day-to-day stuff that I just kind of give myself. My focus is on trying to get things done in a day. But, I should get back to the points that I was making before, because I've tangented off of tangents. So I believe it started when I said I had that drawing idea for a profile picture or maybe like a book cover for that story. And it's remained fresh in my mind, but I have not acted on it. I didn't do it today. I also didn't do any stillness masking today. No, I thought about it plenty. This sort of thing that happens when you get bored and distracted and don't want to stop being distracted, but do want to stop being distracted and do want to be productive and do want to further your goals so that you can have nice things. But it is a habit or a curse that I am trying to get over. Though my efforts may seem lax at times, recently, they've been a little off. But lately, as in generally past like month or 2 or 3, I've been doing excellent at getting anything done in a day. But I really want to start getting a lot done in a day. And that's something I don't know about, because I stopped doing the calendar thing a while ago. I still have a calendar on my wall, and it's still on the month of January, because January is where I started and it's where I stopped. Actually, no. Is it? I don't know if it's where I started. I mean, obviously the calendar starts in January, but when I purchased it, I don't know if it was January, you know what I mean? Either way, if it's where I started and it's where I stopped, then so be it. That's just kind of, it's over there. It's still in the year 2025 at least, so, I could just tear off all those months and start anew. Schedule myself. But I'm not feeling too much in the direction of scheduling myself for stuff, because I have so much that I want to do and so much that I need to do. And I don't know. I mean, if I'm going to Comic-Con, it's still an if. I want to. I've decided that it is a certainty that I want to go, but I don't know if I'll be able to get scheduled off of work for that day, because a bunch of other people from work also want to go. And they asked for that day off before I did, months in advance, or even a whole freaking year. I don't know. So it's a bit of an iffy situation, but I'm designing a cosplay for it, and I haven't spent too much on that yet. But I got over a big hurdle in the design process that I knew I would have, because I wasn't sure exactly how I would make the curvature structure of the face in the CAD program that I have for 3D printing designing. But I figured it out when I started, which was, I think, weeks ago. But yeah, I started, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. If it ends up being like a simple flat mask, that'll work too. But I do expect it to be at least a little bit complicated. I like making successfully complicated things. It's really nice. Even like these, like the little Lust Crystal bracelets. They were very simple. They were very. I was very quick to find and settle upon a design for these, but the like the particular measurements took some troubleshooting. Right, I had to come up with an idea and just kind of pick measurements, print it out, see if it worked. It didn't work. Try again with different measurements. Adjust the measurements. And so I still plan on making a less crystal bracelet for every cast member that'll go to Comic-Con, but I still don't know if I'm gonna make it there myself. I hope I will, but I may have to adjust my schedule just in case, because I don't know. I may have to balance the importance of going with friends or going at all. Because going with friends, everybody's going to be going the same day, and a lot of my friends are friends from work. And if not all of us get approved to go on that day, then I might have to consider going on a different day, so I still accomplish my goals of getting the mask I make signed and gifting the actors my fun little toys. So, because that's kind of the reason I'm going this year. Brandon Rogers liked my design so much that I just wanted to, I don't know, kind of thank him for using it, even though it didn't really do anything for me except make me feel happy. So I'm trying to give him a better one this year. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was today, right? I considered designing a mask, I considered drawing, and I considered writing. I also considered making some Hollow Knight content, but or recording some so I could edit and release it, because I had a quiet moment or two to myself to maybe opportunize this sort of thing. But yeah, that's it. That's all for today. Tomorrow is a day off. I'm going to spend the late part of tomorrow, I think, celebrating my dad's birthday. I think that's what we're doing tomorrow night. So anything that I want to be getting done tomorrow, I'll have to get done before that. It shouldn't be too hard. It never is. Once I start trying to do something, it just happens. I just do it. So you could gain from that statement the knowledge that starting is the hardest part for me. Every single time. Staying consistent, it's just about starting again and again. And that's all I gotta do, is start. I could sit here prepared and then get distracted and avoid it. As is stated in the War of Art, a fun little book about some artists' musings on productivity and resistance. He uses resistance a lot, because resistance is this anti-muse force that prevents you from doing the things that you love, that prevents you from channeling your inspiration into your works. It was a good book. And I feel a lot of people who I know to be dedicated or somewhat dedicated artists use the term resistance, and I don't know usually if they've read that book, but like they use resistance, the word resistance, in the same contexts and the same with the same soul that the guy used it in that book. So I feel like they've read it before. The resistance. And I don't find it annoying per se, but I do. I don't want to give a voice or a body or a soul to my distractions. You know, I don't want them to have that presence, because then I feel they would be harder to ignore. So I don't call it resistance. I don't call it anything. It is the non-thing that should not be named. I'm denying its existence. I'm denying it existence to decrease what power it may hold over me. And one day, I hope to eliminate all power it may or may not have over me. But this video is excessively long for a journal already, so we've discussed today and tomorrow. Here's the dog. I'm hoping my camera doesn't fall apart. He's lying there. He's steady. I'm going to take him out one more time while this video is uploading, because it's going to take a while because it's 20 minutes long. And that's everything. So, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. Share me with your friends, family, acquaintances, etc. Anyone you know who you think might be interested in my content. Please help me expand my channel. I'd very much appreciate it. Though I've noticed, I've taken notice past months, my subscriber count has been climbing rather slowly, but lately, especially with that 424 view video of day 212, my subscribers have reached a bit of a boost, and I like that. That makes me feel good about myself. We are at 158 subscribers, which I would like to take into note, because when I started these journals and I started uploading more consistently with these journals in particular, I started getting more subscribers and more people started clicking on my videos. And at that point, I was at like around 42 to 45 subscribers. And now that we're at 158 subscribers, we have gone 100 over the amount that I had before I started these journals. So I felt like that was a momentous milestone. We've reached to the 100 subscribers point, and we've reached the 100 subscribers since I started these journals point. And I want to add an extra thank you for that. But anyways, it's going to take ages to upload, and it's already pretty late. May not have work tomorrow, but I do want to get up in time to do stuff. So I'll leave you with that. Good night.